even then, anything can happen, people. Again, until people are holding an Arsenal shirt, which would obviously be the new season one, you're not seeing our away one. I don't buy anything. There's a lot of dominoes that need to fall into place for us to sign Vinicius Jr. And I don't want to pour cold water on anything here, but I don't know Vinicius Jr. I don't know what's going on in the real world of football. I just know if you're going to sign Vinicius Jr. In fact, before all of that, there's some Arsenal fans, yeah. Remember, on this channel, when we're having conversations, a number of you said, oh, I don't want... This is way before this happened, when we were just throwing conversations around. Oh, I don't want Vinicius Jr. Arteta's not going to like him, and he's got attitude problems. He's going to disrupt the dressing room. I bet you're not saying that bullshit right now. Do I love the theory of Vinicius Jr.? 1,000,000%. Bare shirt sales, level raiser, makes me really believe, yo, we can win the Premier League again. Champions League, we got to play with Stardust. You marry him with the quality we've got, it's a crime scene. Martinelli, you can stay just to help him in England and whatnot and do the super sub thing. Now, for me, this tells me a lot of stuff. You have to be prepared to ruin your wage structure, quote unquote, for want of better terms. He's immediately going to become your top earner. Don't know what he gets at Real Madrid. I'm sure throughout the articles we go through, you're going to have to ruin that up, mash that up, and that's going to have knock-on effects when the renewals once again come for. I would say presently, potentially, I'm not saying you get this, but the Odegaards, the Kai Havertz's, a Julian Timber, Declan Rice's, when the Saka, Saliba, Magalhaes, when those deals start resurfacing, obviously everyone's not going to get crazy money. Those of you that understand. And I don't want to pour cold water on this, but maybe I'm frustrated in it, maybe. But for me, I have just reckoned his priority is to stay at Real Madrid. I'm sure there's a level of interest from Arsenal and many a club. Obviously, you never know. Vinicius' camp, if he does want to get a renewal at Real Madrid, could be playing off Arsenal's interest to Real Madrid and things of that ilk. To me, it looks like we're chasing a player that wants to stay at Real Madrid. Where Julian Alvarez is concerned, we're chasing a player that obviously wants Barcelona as his first choice. Bruno Guimaraes, it comes down to the money. Morgan Rogers, we effed it up. It's all said and gone in it. So seeing is believing. Again, Arsenal fans, we know, we're the kings of having to be patient, but it would be a waiting game and it'd be a big decision. He joined them in 2018, 2019 at 18 years of age. All he's known in Europe is Real Madrid. He's grown up there in a sense, and he's gone from a talented player with all the potential to being a world-class player, top, one of the top players in his position. Someone's trying to kill me. One of the top players in his position in world football. And no one voluntarily wants to leave Real Madrid. Now, granted, folks, he could want a new experience. He could want to, not that he isn't the main man, but you've got Mbappe, you've got this one, you've got that one. Real Madrid are looking to sign Rodri and Yan Diamande. So I do take these things with a pinch of salt because people, it's easy to make rumors. If anything, and I know he's not the same position, but if we was linked with Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Diaz, Arda Güler, Endrick, all of those people that, depending on what Real Madrid have already and what they're looking to bring in, I would give more fuel to them kind of rumors. Also, on that topic off the bat, people, everyone and their dog's going to have an interest in Vinicius. But yeah, man, Arsenal have identified Vinicius Jr. as their priority target, smashed the like button, and are drawing up a strategy to sign him. The player is expected to return to Real Madrid's training ground on Monday to have discussions on his contract situation. Again, he's got a year left. You never know. If the transfer window closes, they could convince him to stay. Seems, based on everything that you see with Vinicius, it has been around new contract. It has been Jose wants to keep him as a key player. This is before what we've seen today on the 25th of July, people. So I'm taking it all with a pinch of salt. Arsenal are the only possible destination for Vini this summer. Arsenal have been studying the finances of the deal for days. I mean, I hope we're the only one, but I think everyone and their dog, City, PSG, Arsenal, I don't know for Man United, but Man United, maybe even Liverpool, even though it looks like they're looking at a right winger. Everyone who's got a couple of pennies to put together will throw their hat into the Vinicius race. So I don't necessarily buy that. And I don't really care. It's above my pay grade. I ain't an accountant. I'm not a transfer expert. But what are the knock-on effects? Because cool, I'm gassed with Vinny if we sign him. But that doesn't move me when I get beyond that excitement. Well, going for centre mid. One person drops in that centre mid. We're in issues. I don't need to tell you we need a defensive reinforcement. I guess the club, I've already said, striker, I'd park off the next summer. But there's elements of a striker, of course. We're not really going to bring major money in unless you sell a Wanyeri, but the Gabriel Jesus's, the Fabio Vieira's, the Reece Nelsons, you add all of their weekly wages and yearly salaries up, it might help you pour those resources onto a Vini Jr. Vini Jr. is understood to be on around 400k per week. Should he sign for Arsenal, that would change the conversation around a contract renewal for Declan Rice. Now, obviously, those of you that are sensible are sensible. That doesn't mean Declan Rice or any key player that's in talks or in line for a new deal at Arsenal is going to go, oh, Vinny's got this, I want that. No, they're going to look at it and say, the one commonality Vinicius Jr. and Declan Rice would have is you're two of the first names on the team sheet, you're two star players. I want to be paid appropriately. And as much as I'm an Arsenal fan, when we look at the wider world of football, it's a dirty game. Agents, managers, clubs, advisors, players, everybody's lying to each other. So if anyone deserves the money, it's the players in it. So you have to be prepared of what comes with that and the knock-on effects, people. So yeah, we're going to get into that. Arsenal are going all in for Vini. And I listen, I've seen you lot getting giddy on social media. We're going to read the David Ornstein thing. I'm excited, but excited for what, really and truly? Because again, we'll get into it. But when you look at the actual headline that's drawn our attention and you read things, nothing's really going on at this moment in time. But we're going to get there. Arsenal are going all in for Vini Jr. He's their top priority. They believe it's now or never to sign a superstar that can win them the Champions League. And again, obviously, I want real like ready-made signings, but for argument's sake, you know, last summer it was Rodrigo, right? Rodrigo was in Brazil, showed a bit of potential. They bought him. Vini the same. We were linked to Morgan Rogers. He came from Middlesbrough. Elise was there at Crystal Palace. He's obviously taking it to another level of Bayern Munich. Of course, you want to put those big money signings on the table, but you see what I'm saying? These players have to start somewhere. Who knows, man? New chin, new football club, England lifestyle. I don't believe it, but I like the illusion, people. I don't believe it. I'll be real. And I'm not giving any beyond having a conversation with you lot until I see if it was bids accepted, rejected, holding shirts. That's where it stops for me. The illusion of Vini, I'm going to go sign you on Football Manager. Meeting scheduled on Monday between Real Madrid and Vini to discuss his contract renewal. Arsenal waiting to see what happens. Now, again, what's being reported, as we've seen, you know, you would have thought Rodgers, Arsenal. What's reported in the tabloids and what's going on in the real world of football are different things. We don't know Vini. We don't know Vini. We don't know this person. We don't know that. So we don't really know. Of course, bro, you don't know me. We grab a Brazilian youth. These are the guys I want at this football club. Vini's a cunt. Pardon my French. We need that. He's got the ability, the superstarness, build the team around him. He's wavy. I want this. Of course I want this. But I can't get giddy because I know all the dominoes that have to fall. And this ain't going to happen so far. And again, as much as I'm excited, DNB, yeah, as I said, Vini feels like a pipe dream. You're chasing Bruno. It comes down to the peas. You put the peas on the table, you can have who you want. Morgan Rogers, we weren't prepared to go that far. I'm missing something out. Julian Alvarez, we're chasing a man that wants Barca as his first priority, which kind of takes me to a Rafinha and a Nico Williams. If we do get Vini, though, blood, Brasillo. Hey, I can't get excited. I'm going to sign you Football Manager. I can't get excited. Real Madrid are considering a sale that we still don't know about because they can't fit everyone in the team. They will sell several players before Vini. They'll get 1-2 loan fees. They're selling, what's my man's name, man? The striker they had in the Club World Cup, and he's obviously gone Fulham. They're going to sell him. There's probably some random young players that they're going to sell. Nico Paz. There's a couple other, you know, Real Madrid, they sell them Spanish players and they do the buyback. There's that. They will sell a Chouameni who signed a new deal. Another one Jose wants to keep. They will sell a Camavinga. These kind of ones, in my opinion, before they get rid of Vini. I get it. There is some rhetoric between you can't have Mbappe and Vini as the star man. Something's got to give. But it's Real Madrid. You've got to put your own egos, if that was the case, to the side. So I don't want to get... There's nothing to get excited about, brutally. Beyond talking with you, look what Vini could be. There's genuinely nothing. And if you think I'm capping, remember what I said at the beginning, yeah? Look at the headline and actually look at what he said, people. Big up you lot. Smash the comments. We're going to get into that. Arsenal exploring deal for Real Madrid winger Vinicius Jr. Oh, my God, we're exploring a deal. Oh, my God. And on one hand, we're pissed off. You're always exploring and monitoring and talking with agents and getting certain deals done, and then it's not done. But that will gas us. The picture, Real Madrid, is lit. But when you get beyond that headline, people, and I read this out to you, you have to tranquilo. Arsenal are exploring a move to sign Real Madrid winger Vinicius Jr. if he does not extend his contract in the Spanish capital. So what happens if he does extend it? We're hearing or led to believe Monday's decisive, innit? We don't know what his priority is. Cool. If Vinny says, you know what, I'm 26 years of age, I've been at Real Madrid, it's difficult to leave Real Madrid, you know, I want a new experience, fuel to the fire. PSG should be getting involved. There's fuel to the fire there. But why would you want to leave Real Madrid? Like, he's got an affiliation there. And I don't know him. He could want to leave. But he's got an affiliation there. You've got Jose Mourinho there. Surely you would want to leave on a kind of high when you've won something. Maybe you just want to be paid appropriately. You know, not that you're watching everyone, but Mbappe's coming, star man, all these things happening. I need a bit early. Show me I'm important sort of thing, innit? So we're exploring a move if he does not sign a contract at Real Madrid or extends his contract at Real Madrid. That's very different from we're just going for, man. We're exploring. So what if tomorrow we wake up, he signed a new deal? It goes nowhere. And then It's all fun and games saying we tried and all of that, but it doesn't help. And you know what? Big up the Arsenal fans, because I do see some people tweeting, "Oh, I like the ambition, and even if we don't sign him, I'm proud." I'm not proud, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. What does that do? Because if we're in the Champions League final again, can we go, "Hey, get warmed up. We almost signed Vinny. Get warmed up." That don't help. You get where I'm going, man. Anyways, people, the Brazil international 26 figures prominently among multiple candidates for the Premier League champions to bolster their attack. That said, the deal and the interest is at an early stage, and there's no guarantee it materializes into a deal. So, as I was saying, to reiterate, as I said, you get excited. Arsenal exploring a deal for Real Madrid winger Vinícius Jr. Then it says if he does not extend his contract at Real Madrid. Then he says the interest is at a very early stage, and there's no guarantee it materializes into a deal. There have been no club-to-club talks yet, but the idea has the approval at all levels within Arsenal. Okay, so that is one thing that I would say in general gasses me, because that tells me we've the money and the sell-on clause and the knock-on effect and all of that. Everybody's on board if there's a deal to be done. But that's very different from we're going from regardless. If you say no, you say no, but we're going from regardless. This is just we're preing what's going on. We've all been there. We've tried to talk to a girl. They're in a relationship. You've sat off. You've left her alone, and then you might shout her every now and again, "What, you're still with my man?" And then at some point she's gonna go, "Oh no, I'm not." And you're like, "Oh my god, really? That's looking like what we're trying to do. Like, really, I can't believe that. Are we saying that you want to go for drinks? That is looking like what we're doing." Allegedly, I've never done that. Maybe Juju's in the chat. I think that's his thing, innit? But yeah. Vinny Jr. is into the last 12 months of his terms after 8 campaigns, and there's been no breakthrough in negotiations over renewal. Real Madrid will not want, bro, what word is that? Countenance? Will not want to countenance. I tried, people. Losing the forward for free, especially as he would be due a significant loyalty bonus next season. Vinny had a good World Cup. I'm not going to waste your time with that. Of course, 22 goals across all comps entices me. They finished the second consecutive season empty-handed. Second again. Ole, Vinny, come over here. We don't know about that second stuff no more. Come over here, bro. Please. 375 appearances for Real Madrid, 128 goals, 100 assists. So it's wavy. Jose Mourinho would oppose Arsenal move for Vini Jr. Premier League champions are exploring a deal for Real Madrid and Brazil forward. Jose Mourinho would oppose Arsenal signing Vinicius Jr. this summer, as the newly returned Real Madrid manager has told the club he wants all his big names to stay. The forward has been discussed as a potential transfer target for Arsenal, currently in the midst of an underwhelming transfer window. There have been no talks between the two clubs about Vini 26, although his current contract situation would naturally give some hope to a potential suitor. Arsenal's interest, first revealed by The Athletic, is understood to be genuine. Nevertheless, sources have indicated Mourinho has made it clear to Real Madrid's hierarchy he wants all his core squad players in the situ and out of the conversation when it comes to sales. Vini represents a problem for Real Madrid in that he is out of contract at the end of June next year, and negotiations on a new deal have made little progress. There are also questions over his relationship with Mourinho in light of the Gianluca Pessanti episode last season. I mean, the Argentine players hardly cover themselves in any glory, in anything they do, innit? Regardless, Mourinho is adamant that he wants Vinicius, Mbappe, and Jude Bellingham in his team. Real Madrid are also interested in Rodri, as we know. What a coup that would be. I think Barcelona needed more than Real Madrid. The interest in Vini will give some encouragement to Arsenal fans that the club are responding to Mikel Arteta's appeal for a decisive summer. I mean, yeah, but you can be linked with Morgan Rogers, Vinicius, Julian Alvarez, this one, that one. Big up Zolis, because we have brought him. It don't move me. It moves me when man are signed. Then we can talk about things, people. The Arsenal manager said in his press conference after the Champions League final defeat in May that he wanted the club to strengthen his squad. We brought in Zolis. We didn't get Morgan Rogers. We have signed the second choice keeper, Millie. Signing Vinicius would present problems beyond Mourinho's opposition to the deal. He's understood to be on about 400k per week. Must be nice, innit? That would change the conversation around a contract renewal for Declan Rice, Arsenal's standout player last season. The club also need to negotiate a new deal for Arteta. We do. My opinion, my personal opinion, I actually think Arteta signed his new deal. We're just waiting on pitches and all of that kind of stuff. Sales remain a priority at Arsenal. Trossard has left with a shit task, but there are many others in the squad of whom Arsenal would like to generate a sale. The last financial year includes a 268 million of transfer fees in the summer window last year. Real Madrid are believed to be interested in RB Leipzig winger, as it says here, albeit winger Yandy Monday, that will represent a return to Spain. So yeah, people. I mean, it all depends what you read. Since his first season at Real Madrid in 2018-19, only Mbappe, in brackets, with 462 shot involvements, 80 goal involvements, has been involved in more shots following a carry or goals following a carry than he has, whatever the hell that means, 441 shot involvements, 56 goal involvements across the top 5 European leagues than Vinícius Jr. So this just reflects that Vini, what we already know with your eyes, he's a key player for Real Madrid and a match winner. Vini tops both rankings in the Champions League, however, with 159 shot involvements and 22 goal involvement rankings following a ball carry. So, I mean, it would be great for us if we could get that. We have gone over that with Declan Rice. Once again, Jose has told Real Madrid to keep Vini. Jose told them don't sell him to Arsenal. So, yeah, man, I believe when I see it. We have heard Arsenal are set to make a £70 million bid for Bruno Guimaraes. His preference is Arsenal. Arsenal want him. Personal terms are not an issue. We know Newcastle are not going to let him go for 70 million. The biggest question is probably what is Arsenal's absolute maximum they'll go for Guimaraes. Until I see that, we can talk about Vini, we can talk about Guimaraes, we can talk about this one, that one, to a blue in the face. It doesn't move me because none of them are here for pre-season so far. And if the season started tomorrow, they're not here. The window isn't closed, granted, make it happen. How unsure over Guimaraes amid Arsenal interest? Eddie Howe says he has had positive discussions with Guimaraes, but is unable to offer any guarantees on the captain's future. I mean, putting the manager in a difficult position, he's done well. What can he say? I've had some really good conversations with him before the World Cup, during the World Cup, and after the World Cup. What we speak about has to remain private, but he's just a great player and a great person. I don't know what's going to happen with Bruno's future. That's for other people to speculate about. They are conversations that I'm not part of. And he's due to return to Newcastle on Friday and fly out with the squad for their pre-season preparations in Spain, people. In relation to, because no doubt we've seen Gordon leave, which was, I think Eddie Howe was quite interesting towards the back of last season because I didn't know Gordon would go Barcelona, but he kept saying stuff. And Eddie Howe and managers, they don't really say stuff specifically. He kept saying, Gordon's not going to be here. We have to learn to live without him. So, yeah, there's obviously that. And then obviously Isaac is the one when you think of Newcastle because of simply how it turned cold, isn't it? You've got to look at it in its own right. Sorry, there's nothing to say Bruno won't be back training with us. You've got to look at it in its own right. Bruno is the captain of our football club. He's been an unbelievable player and person all through the time we've worked together. I speak on behalf of everyone at the football club. We absolutely love him, and of course, everyone will want him to stay, people. So yeah, people. Obviously, they need to bring players in. They've let players go. It is what it is. So again, Romano did say, trust me, behind the scenes, Mikel Arteta is pushing like crazy to sign Guimaraes. Arteta considers Guimaraes as a perfect player for Arsenal midfield. I know people criticize Arteta for a lot, but if that's the case, you've done all you can, bro. You've done all you can. Like, this is for Berta, Josh Kroenke, them kind of man. Your only job is to make sure, get us prepared for next season. Obviously, if we was to sign a player, away from dotting I's, crossing T's, and getting the actual, and actually getting the business done, naturally, the only way Arteta gets involved in conversations is talking to a potential player, how you're going to look in the team, getting a feel for him as a character, all of that kind of jazz. Beyond that, bro, it's down to these men to earn their P's, isn't it, really and truly? Apparently, we played a behind closed door friendly against MK Dons and we won 3-0, people. Big up my boy. Reece Nelson scored. Zolis technically made his debut. Apparently, Wanyeri curled in a fine second just before the break. So, yeah, you lot do your thing, man. You lot do your thing. And I saw this, and just because it makes me laugh, people, just because I think this is funny, in the topic of silly season, yeah, just like, really, could we have the white Sol Campbell? Christian Romero to Arsenal. Arsenal are interested in signing Tottenham hotshot defender Christian Romero this summer. Really? Fair play, man. So, yeah, man, we got out of there. What are you lot saying? Appreciate you, Terry, man. Appreciate the Twitch gang. Vinny doing a Rooney to get a new deal at Madrid. Big up, DJ. I'm putting this Vinny one. What are you saying there? I'm putting this Vinny one in there. I'll believe it when I see it, foul. I'm with you as well, Rob, with that. I see City getting both Bruno and Vini Jr. It's doable if he don't sign the Connie, in my opinion. Him and Diamande, same agent. He's had issues with Madrid all year. Yeah, but if the man wants to stay, then the agent's got to do what the client wants. Of course, things can change and whatnot. But yeah, hyper appreciate you. Death taxes and some of my mods always being here, man. Big up 2-3 as well. Why is the Bruno G deal taking so long? I don't know. I'm here with you lot, man. Selling Gabriel Jesus and Martinelli would free up around 500 grand a week in wages. Paying Vinicius for 400k a week would be great. And is a Vini Jr. deal realistic in your opinion? if all the dominoes fell, like Real Madrid want to sell him, he wants to leave and he wants to listen to Arsenal, then yes, I believe we could get it done. As it'll be a tough ask. At this moment in time, I don't think Arsenal are signing him. I don't. I want to be wrong. I am not Berto. I don't know what's going on. I didn't think we'd get Alexis Sanchez. I didn't think we'd get Ozil. I didn't think we'd get Bamian. There's another one that I'm missing out. So maybe I didn't even think we'd get Rice. So maybe I'm a positive omen. But again, beyond just a conversation here, temporary dopamine. When you actually read the article, like again, to reiterate the point, because I know a lot of you are joining people. Once again, look at the headline. Arsenal exploring a deal for Real Madrid winger Vinicius Jr. And then it says if he doesn't extend his contract in the Spanish capital, and then it says the interest is at an early stage and there's no guarantee it materializes into a deal. There's no club-to-club talks yet, but it has the approval. So is Monday decisive in the Vini Jr. contract stuff? I don't know. Because if we're finding out generally that Arsenal have interest in him, then when did the actual football, because we're just fans, when did the actual footballing world know? Has this been something that's been rumbling? I don't know, people. And even if it was to happen, this is going to be one dragged out saga, really and truly. DJ is gassed. If Vinny signs, if it wouldn't change the convo, Vinny is literally the best left winger in the world. We'll pip you to Vinny like we pipped you to Rodgers. Have fun with Rodgers, man. Great. It's the only way Chelsea have been beating us recently in the transfer market. Pick up to Rodgers. He wants to develop with no pressure. The joke's on you because we're going to sign him in about 3 years when he flops for like 20 million quid. I'm hating, of course. New chin, new club. Don't be fooled by the Arsenal board. They won't sign anyone apart from Zolis, mark my words. They started with Alvarez to Rodgers, then Bruno, Diamande, then now Vinny, just playing tricks with fans. This has been going on for ages in the background. I hope so. This ain't happening. Arteta can't manage Vinny, no chance. Rice is on 240k, given 4 years with 285k. I'll leave the renewals to the experts here. It's April Fools. Rodgers' fee we were unable. Bruno, we can't pay. Now Vinny being cheated. I hear you, but in argument's sake, yeah. For argument's sake, in the club's defense, they didn't think Rodgers, whether he's worth it or not, and I've already disagreed with this, like, they didn't think Rodgers was worth matching Chelsea's offer. They have a hardline fee, clearly, of what they believe with Bruno. Vinny's a bit different because you have to be prepared to pay whatever they're asking for. And if you're not, just leave it. And he's got a year left on his deal, which doesn't really help us, but it kind of helps us. But beyond that, 60% chance this will happen. So you think it's more likely than not. I'll give it 0 right now, if I'm honest, or 10% just because of David Ornstein coming out. Why I say 0, there's no club-to-club talks. There's no fee being agreed. There's no bid accepted or rejected. It seems like for all of this, it's around Vinny signing contracts. There's several moving parts. We've seen Jose wants him. Of course, I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But for me, there's nothing to be excited about, really, beyond what he could be in theory. There's not like, what is there to be excited about? Wages are 400k. I can't see it. We'll win more currently. We win more currently than Real Madrid. Can afford him 1 year left. Diamande to Madrid. Samba connection. How many more clues we need? Real Madrid could say 150 million for a player with 1 year left. Yeah, agreed. It's all on Vinny now. We'll most likely hear more next week after their meeting. Will Vinny want to work under Jose? It's funny how people think this could happen. It's clear it could possibly work out. Gotta love Arsenal PR.